T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
All right, welcome everyone to Americans Talk FPL Game Week 33 Plus, Project Restart, Project Green Arrow Plus for us. This one episode's coming just a little bit early, day before the big city Liverpool game. Again, I'm Barat.
And I'm Jason.
So Jason, tell me a little bit what you kind of learned from this week. What do you think? Some big take-homes so far?
Yeah, big take-homes so far, I would say, is that there's some teams that are getting beat up on pretty bad that I'm looking to pick on going forward. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, there's some teams you want to target going forward due to both schedule and form. We'll also get into that,
sure.
And specifically which players you want to take and who you want to captain.
Right. So you had a big game week, right, Jason? You're currently in the top 100K?
Yeah, top 75K to be precise.
75.
But, who's counting?
You took that triple on United, and I guess you're still gonna keep that, yeah?
Triple United for sure. I did triple attack, just to clarify. I'd probably recommend doing double attack and one defense, but it's too late for me to turn back now, so I'm going to keep going with it during these nice game weeks coming up.
Yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit. I also had some green arrows, top 350, around 350K right now. I think, again, though, like City and Liverpool are playing tomorrow, so a lot of things could change. We both kind of
Spurs and Sheffield as well.
And Spurs,
well, I'm not invested in, so it could be could bring me down a little bit.
I've got Sun, so I got a little bit of coverage, but
you got that.
City, anytime City, Liverpool, that's definitely worrisome. All right, on today's episode, we'll just kind of go over what occurred in Game Week 32, what Jason was saying already. We got some teams we're looking at in particular that we want to attack and who we want to double up on, and I guess one team Jason even is high on tripling on. We'll just go over our watch list, and then our recommendations, and then a bit about our team as well. All right. Again, we've been doing this for like 15 years now. We're not new at all. Plenty of top 500, plenty of top 200Ks. We are new to YouTube, so likes, subscribes, comments are always appreciated, right, Jason?
Absolutely. If you want to comment in the section, we will absolutely rate your team if you want to get that. We're definitely happy to do that for you.
Any advice about bringing in players like Kane or anything like that, always welcome too.
Absolutely. Just because we're not doing it doesn't mean you can't ask about it. We have opinions on everything.
All right, so tell me a little bit more what you saw Game Week 32.
All right, here's our recap so far. So, first of all, Wolves kicked it off with a win against Aston Villa, 1-0. Unfortunately, the attacking assets blanked. Obviously, the defensive assets got their clean sheet. Going forward, I think Aston Villa's defense has improved, but they're still not a great team. I'm not going to invest in them personally. With Wolves, I'm sticking with them. Double, maybe triple up if you want to. If you do a triple, I maybe would suggest a double up on the defense. Maybe like a Doherty-Saiz combination.
That's a good idea. Or like Bowley. Yeah, I'd do
Bowley's
double.
been great.
Double up on defense for sure. All they do is clean sheets.
Yeah, and another good point on Wolves is that Romain Saiz was on 9 yellow cards, but he passed the new threshold, so now instead of getting suspended for 10, he's up to 15 yellow cards before suspension, so he looks like he's in the clear.
He should be good. Yeah.
Yep.
Did Donker with the goal. Nothing special. Not a lot of people owned him.
No, he's kind of an enabler due to his low price and the fact that he usually plays, but most people probably weren't playing him, or I wouldn't really recommend investing in him.
I wouldn't get him either. No. Then Watford, they're just they've been terrible since Project Restart.
Yeah, I was watching that game and I was trying to figure out what their strategy was. It seemed like they were just trying to hoof the ball to the field to Troy Deeney, but they forgot that Southampton center backs are just like giants. Vestergaard's like 6'7", so they just cleared everything out. Nothing worked, and then Ings killed them. It was terrible.
Consistent Ings. He's been excellent the whole season. I guess he shows again. Southampton, they don't have the best schedule going forward, but this guy's pretty consistent. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, he's on fire right now. I think his form is top of the league really for forwards. But like you said, his issue is that the schedule is not kind coming up.
Yeah.
But with that being said, his manager did come back him for the Golden Boot and says he has 6 more chances to get it, implying that he's not getting rotated. He's playing every game right now.
Interesting. That's interesting.
So that's a tough one to call, whether you want to get him or not.
And then another Premier League favorite or fantasy favorite is going to be Nick Pope, clean sheet.
He just keeps racking up the points.
It's crazy.
Burnley, as a squad, they're pretty decimated. They don't look great, but they still defend with everything they have, and Pope is keeping clean sheets, getting saves, and getting bonus points.
I know, huge.
Set and forget.
Man United curse? What do you mean by that, Jason?
The cruise, it was easy.
Oh, cruise, my
Too
bad.
easy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Bruno, big time,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, Bruno stepped up after his blank last week. Yeah, they got the double, got 2 bonus points. Another shutout for United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka got another assist.
Yeah.
And then the only downside was that Rashford and Martial both blanked. So that was unfortunate for someone like me who did the United attacking triple up. But,
but
but that said, Brighton did play with basically 5 at the back, so there was almost no room in the box. Most of United's attacks came either on the counter or from shots outside the box.
a big player too was Mason Greenwood. I thought he played really well, and he got the start too. A good budget option. What do you think, Jason?
Absolutely, yeah. I think based on his current form and just how much better he looks than Daniel James right now, I think his spot is pretty safe in the starting lineup.
Really?
Save for the occasional rotation. I think so, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on going forward.
Yeah, he's an absolute budget option. So if you're looking to save some points and still get someone who's going to play and maybe score, he's a great option.
He's a forward though, right? Yeah, he's a forward.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. That's even something I'm highly thinking about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll save a lot of budget for other places with that.
Next would be the Leicester, Everton. They kind of goofed up there.
Yeah. Leicester were pretty bad again. They looked terrible on the offensive end. Their goal was kind of scrappy. Defensively led in 2 goals in the first, 20 minutes or whatever it was.
Right. And Ndidi with that PK. The guy is supposed to be one of the solidifiers for Leicester, and they had such an excellent defense the first half of the season, and now it's kind of all unfolding.
Yeah. I'm out on Leicester completely right now. Attacking defense doesn't matter. I would just get out of them.
I was out on Leicester since Gameweek 30, and I'm happy I've been out. Basically.
Same here.
So Arsenal, Aubameyang's had some goals. A little bit of luck, though. What do you think, Jason?
Definitely a little bit of luck, but he was due for a little good luck because he had a lot of bad luck in the last couple of games. So law of averages there, I think. And for anyone who decided to captain him, like me, for example, the faith was repaid. Aubameyang, you can't keep him down for long, and it looked like a prime blow-up spot, and he blew up. Yeah,
it was basically like the defense almost handed him the ball in the 18. So Norwich, you think that's one of the teams you're going to be attacking?
Potentially. I think they'll be better than what they were here because they had a defender missing due to a red card. Todd Cantwell was supposed to be possibly injured, but then he ended up playing anyways, so that was a nice surprise for them. But yeah, I'd say overall, I would probably target them, but not quite as much as the next guys on the list.
Oh, Bournemouth?
Yep, Bournemouth, they look bad. Like, tactically, they're probably about as bad as Watford right now, I would think.
Oh, okay. Newcastle, we saw St. Max get 3 assists, and then we also saw Gale start in that 9 position again. What do you think of Newcastle? Would you think you'd be thinking about investing in them at all?
I'm in Lascelles right now in the defense. That's probably where I'm going to stay at this point. If you want to invest in their attack, I think St. Max would be a pretty good option for your midfield. He's pretty affordable, and he's been in pretty good form since the restart, so I think that'd be the option to go with personally.
Yeah. Not a bad option. He's been lively, plenty of points since restart, assists mainly. He'll be on my watch list, but no, I don't know if I can he deserves a whole transfer yet. We got to be careful and cautious with our transfers nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good midfielders out there right now too, so it's pretty competitive in the fantasy landscape.
And then Chelsea, a surprise loss, 3-2.
Yeah, that was huge. West Ham 3-2 beat them. Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Huge for real Premier League, and
that top 3 to 6 places is pretty much up in the air right now. Leicester, Chelsea, United, Wolves really fighting for it. Spurs, Arsenal kind of on the outskirts, but still could dip in.
Anyone catch your eye at West Ham? Are you interested in any West Ham players?
I like Mikel Antonio as the out-of-position forward. He's a midfielder in fantasy, but obviously playing striker for them. He's not the best striker out there. You can tell he's not natural in the position, but he got in some good positions, got the goal today. Definitely was a big threat at times. So I think that, for me, that'd be the best West Ham option, the most consistent starter as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of cold on West Ham in general.
Yeah, same here. I'm not huge on them.
I don't got anyone on my watch list or anything like that. No. But big win for them.
Say for me, for the big fantasy story was from Chelsea.
Okay.
I would not want to invest in their defense. They're all pretty expensive, and they've looked not fantastic. But attacking-wise, their attacking assets are really stepping up right now. And for me, that's Pulisic and Willian are really separating from the pack.
Yeah, I would say Pulisic or Willian if you're going to go Chelsea. I'm probably not going to take a Chelsea player this week either. This loss and the rotation kind of continues, other than like Willian and Pulisic maybe has earned their starting spots. But
I think it's also notable that in the past we thought Mason Mount was like the guaranteed starter, and he was rested this match, came on as a sub. So
that's huge.
No one's safe from rotation.
I think Lampard came out earlier this week in an interview. He was like, Mason Mount for Chelsea is just as important as he was for Derby. So, and then he benches him. That's interesting. And then obviously there's huge stuff. My eyes are on definitely City, Pool, and Spurs tomorrow, right?
For sure, yeah. I want to see kind of what I'm looking at here for the Spurs matches. How sharp does Harry Kane look?
Yeah.
How attacking does Son look? And really decide between those two who the asset is I want to invest in.
I 100% agree there. I have Son right now, but looking at Kane's goal and Kane's positioning from last week was huge. I think he's going to have a huge rest of the end of the season, personally, just because of where he's playing in that 9 spot. And, we know his class. I think the only reason why he wasn't more productive earlier is just because he's coming back from injury. Now he's got 2-3 games in him. Spurs' schedule is very nice. I think he's an excellent option here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll keep an eye, though. We'll see what happens with City, too.
Yeah, obviously City Liverpool is all about who's playing and what the rotation is going to look like going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
But, City in particular have a great schedule, so if you can figure out who to invest in, you'll probably get some nice points.
Exactly.
But figuring out who is the tough part.
So let's go to just a recap of our teams and how we did. I didn't really make changes from last week. Kind of stayed the same course. My captain choice was Jimenez. I thought he was consistent. I thought he was a little bit safer than Aubameyang, but that kind of hurt me. Jason's got a huge lead on me now in the local league, and I don't know if I can surmount it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's like 75.
Realistic.
Yeah, I think it's like 75 points or something now. Any ideas, thoughts on my team, Jason?
Looking at it right now, I think in general, yeah, it's great. It's pretty similar to my team. I guess my biggest question mark is Sarr in your midfield. Watford looks terrible.
Yeah.
What's your plan with him going forward, and then what's your plan with your two Sheffield defenders?
So I like Manchester City's schedule a lot, and then I kind of said earlier, I'm not scared of the rotation. I might double up on them.
That's
So
fair.
we'll
They have a nice
see.
schedule.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm looking at Mahrez. I don't know yet for Sarr, or I might go with like someone from Chelsea, like Willian or Pulisic. He's midfielder, right? In this, yeah,
He's
he is,
midfielder.
yeah.
They're both 7.0, exact same
Yeah.
price. And they got Watford coming up in the next match.
I'm not high on Aubameyang either. I might make a double switch here, take out Sarr and Aubameyang, and then go for someone in Manchester City or someone in Liverpool. I'm not completely out of Liverpool yet. I just want to see who they play, things like that. So a lot of basically my switches is going to be either or not another Spurs. I already have Son, but either another City or Liverpool, or Chelsea, Pulisic / Willian.
Okay.
Yeah, or I might do there's too many options. It's that's the way this fantasy thing is. It's a little too early to tell you exactly who I'm going to go for.
Okay.
But we do have our watch list and everything, and then they'll come from some from there. Any other questions on my team?
No, I think that's a pretty good explanation. I'll be interested to see what you end up doing based on tomorrow's matches.
Yeah. All right, let's go to your team, Jason. Congrats, 62,000, I guess, or what is this?
So I think so. This is the predictor, obviously, because of the game week's not over yet. But I'm 74K approximately right now, with auto subs factored in. Without that factored in, I'm at 62K.
What website is
Oh no,
this
sorry, I'm
from?
at 72K. So I'm 72.
Where'd you get this?
Like
That's
live FPL scores.
No way, really? That's live FPL? That doesn't look like mine's live FPL. You see that, right?
Yeah,
You got it from the same place? Interesting.
probably.
Congrats, man. Either way.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your team. Obviously, you took that Aubameyang. You thought that was a better option, and it paid off for you, yeah?
Yeah, I was pretty excited for Aubameyang versus Norwich, especially after Norwich played 120 minutes against United in the FA Cup. Had a defensive red card, so they knew if they were going to be down a starting center back.
Yeah.
And then Aubameyang was rested in the FA Cup, so he was pretty much guaranteed to play. I was like, yeah, this is happening.
All right, good call. Excellent call there, Jason, actually.
Yeah, so my more controversial call was going triple United attack. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes delivered big time for me, but Martial and Rashford both blanked. I think going forward, especially this week against Bournemouth, I'm going to keep this, and I'm pretty excited to see what they can do. The one guy I'm the least sold on Rashford of the three, just because his confidence seems a bit down right now. But I'm also scared, I figured when he puts one goal and he's going to go on a run and just score a ton. So I don't want to transfer him out and have that happen to me.
Yeah. I don't really have too many negative comments or anything. I'll just ask you about Trent. What do you think? Are you going to keep him? Or are you just kind of watching? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm going to keep him for now. I think he's not my immediate transfer out. I think of the Liverpool assets, he's one of the safer ones. So I'll probably stick with him for now. I don't want to go for a Salah or a Mane just because I'm more afraid for rotation for those guys.
Yeah.
But
don't blame you at all.
Yeah, so since I don't already have them, I'm just going to stick with Trent, see how it goes. If by chance he's not playing like 2 games in a row or something, that's when I might make the move to either like a Doherty or maybe make a double switch to get a Man United defender and take an attacker out. We'll see what happens.
What about Aubameyang? What you gonna keep him?
So I have 1 free transfer going into this next game week. My options I'm looking at right now, I could do Sarr to Pulisic. That's probably my number 1 choice I'm thinking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Second is Aubameyang. So obviously his fixtures turn for the worst starting like right now. So my thought is I either go to a Harry Kane or maybe even a Danny Ings. Leaning towards Kane if he looks good tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm pretty high on Kane, like we already talked about earlier. Danny Ings would not be a bad option, and then maybe strengthen that Sarr to like a 9 point something. I don't know.
I'm also thinking like long term if Rashford's not working out, Danny Ings finishes the season with 3 strong fixtures in a row, and he's going to be going for the Golden Boot. So maybe I'll sit out the Danny Ings extravaganza these next couple weeks, then go in on him when the fixtures turn.
All right. Speaking of fixtures, then let's move on to the schedule. Again, we've been high United, Wolves, Spurs. Excellent fixtures there.
Absolutely. Chelsea have a nice little run of games here as well before they finish off the season with 2 tough ones against Liverpool and Wolves.
That Wolves game is going to be something special.
Yeah, look
Chelsea,
at that
Wolves.
last week of the season. We have Chelsea versus Wolves and United versus Leicester.
That's going to be nice. That's going to be...
Yeah.
I would definitely save, if you have your free hits, definitely save it for this last game week, in my opinion, after seeing this.
Yeah, that's kind of my strategy right now, unless another game week pops up where I feel like, there's a lot of assets I don't own that I really need to have for that week. But for right now, I'm saving it for the last week when, changes are going to be abundant and there's only a few teams still playing for something.
So, Jason, you said you're going to attack some teams based on the schedule. Who are you trying to attack? What teams are you looking at?
Biggest ones for me right now, I'm going to say Bournemouth, which I've already mentioned.
Yeah.
And then the other big one for me right now is Watford, actually. A team I used to like a lot, but they're not looking great right now.
That's sad to hear.
I know.
Watford. So you're saying that you would really suggest Chelsea this week, huh?
Yeah, Chelsea and United both have great fixtures to attack. United playing against Bournemouth and Chelsea playing against Watford. Then you look forward. Spurs play Bournemouth in game week 34, which is going to be I'll definitely want to have Harry Kane by that point, I think.
Kane or Son, or is it just Kane for sure?
I mean, I'm leaning towards Kane unless he gives me a reason not to at this point.
Yeah.
Partially because of the position he plays, because I can go Aubameyang to Kane really easy. But with Son, I'd have to do a couple moves to kind of make that work. And that could be a little tougher.
Yeah. I have Son. I'm just going to stick with Son.
Yeah, if you already have Son, that's probably fine. See, unless he blanks again, then I might get a little worried.
Yeah, that would be something. Anyone other teams you kind of want to mention in this?
I'll mention that Liverpool have a pretty good schedule, but like you said, you just can't predict anything with them right now. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna go TAA, call it good.
Yeah.
City have an absolutely mouthwatering schedule.
Brilliant schedule.
See, the tough part is just figuring out who's gonna play on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a tough call, but if you can get it right, you're gonna get a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a City, like we already kind of talked about, just because the schedule is too good.
Yeah, I'm keeping KDB. The question is, who else do you want to get with him?
Mahrez maybe, Sterling maybe, if you think he's worth that. He's not worth it yet. Maybe a defender. Yeah, maybe a defender. I don't know yet, man. We gotta scout him.
All right, let's go to that next slide because I got an idea.
The watch list.
The watch list. So my City kind of wild card I'm going for is probably going to be Phil Foden.
That's a good one.
He's only 5.2, so he's pretty risk-free as kind of like your fourth or even fifth midfielder. So my thought is you start him. If he doesn't play, you have four heavy hitters in midfield that are just going to come in. But if he does play, he's almost guaranteed to score based on what he's done so far.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I don't know about guaranteed to score. He had
guaranteed is a strong word. I won't guarantee it, but he's due for some attacking returns just as much as anyone else if he's going to play.
Yeah. I'm probably leaning more towards Mahrez more than anyone else, just because we've seen him get a fair amount of minutes. I mean, on top of obviously KDB is staying on the team. The whole fantasy should have KDB, but
you can't get out of KDB.
Yeah, Mahrez, he's got plenty. He's got a great amount of minutes these last 3 games or since Project Restart. He's gotten points. I'd expect it to continue. And then he's also adaptable. He can play left wing, right wing, or we can see him in the midfield sometimes. So that'd be my choice.
Yeah, he's had great form since Project Restart, and he's one of the more efficient players in terms of points, fantasy points per game for City, right behind KDB. So yeah, I can't really argue with that one.
Yeah, but we just don't know how to play it yet. Any other new additions to the list? Anyone else you want to really focus on? I guess Danny Ings.
Yeah, Danny Ings, I added him. His form is obviously outstanding right now, and with his manager basically guaranteeing he's not going to rotate him out, I think he's guaranteed game time. But like I said, next 3 game weeks are pretty bad. Then he finishes up with 3 great game weeks. So for me, I'll probably hold off for now and just kind of observe him. And then towards the end of the season, if Rashford's faltering or one of my other forwards is faltering at that point, then I'll dive in for those last few weeks. It's probably how I'm going to play it.
Yeah, and then just switching to defense. If something happens with Trent, Doherty, Maguire, these are some excellent choices. For sure, these guys are going to keep some clean sheets, and that could free up some money for forwards and midfields if Trent isn't playing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It would make the rest of your team look a lot better if you could do that. But like I said, as long as Trent is playing, it's hard to get out of him, though, unfortunately.
Martinez stays on the watch list. I'm not high on this guy. What do you think, Jay? Or Arsenal defense? What do you think, Jason?
I mean, they got another clean sheet this week, obviously, but it was against Norwich.
Yeah.
They have a pretty tough schedule coming up, so if you are taking him, be more of a bench enabler that also be playing just in case you need it. But that's about it.
Hopefully by now you guys have your goalkeepers already set pretty much for the rest of the season. I wouldn't waste a transfer on a goalkeeper at this point.
Yeah, not unless you're in dire straits.
Yeah. Again, the whole midfield. Chelsea, they've got some 2 strong ones, Pulisic and Willian, with that good schedule. City,
deciding between them is the tough part.
Yeah, and if you don't got Kane, you should get You should probably get I'm high on getting either Kane or Son on your team soon. What do you think, Jason? Yeah?
Definitely agree.
You should have one or the other.
Especially for that Bournemouth match coming up in Game Week 34. That's when you definitely want to make sure you have at least one of them in for. You got to target Bournemouth.
You're a bully, man.
I know I am.
All right. Adama, anything on this guy? What do you think?
I mean, when he plays well. The problem is they kind of alternate between 3-4-3 and 3-5-2. So predicting his game time is kind of tough. But at only 5.8, you could do worse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's like your fourth or fifth midfielder, like it's not terrible, but I'm not going to say you should run out and get him.
He's had some results. Yeah, he's had some results since Project Restart.
Oh,
he's been
worth
the price. He's worth the price.
Yeah, worth the price. I'm just not sure if I'm going to go for him based on the game time.
Yeah. All right, Jason, just catch us up on the chess list.
All right, Game Week 33 plus. Here are the 5 ways we're recommending to get green arrows this week. Number 1, go with the Man United triple up. I'd probably recommend 2 attacking, 1 defense. I went 3 attacking. We'll see if that pays off. Number 2, I think it's time to invest in the Chelsea attack. They got good fixtures coming up. True, they lost today, but their attacking assets still perform really well. Willian at the brace, Pulisic with 2 assists. I'd say it's between those 2 guys and SARS who you invest in. Tammy Abraham didn't quite look great today, so I'd still just kind of keep an eye on him, but don't dive into Abraham yet. 3, I think it's time to divest on Aubameyang. He gave us, his big performance against Norwich, and now I think, he's still chasing the Golden Boot, but Arsenal's fixtures kind of turned for the worse. With Tottenham getting better fixtures, Ings on fire. I think there's some better options you should probably look into at this point. But if you want to hold him for another week, I wouldn't blame you. I probably am at this point. Number 4, captain for Game Week 33 plus. I'm looking at a United guy for this, playing against Bournemouth. Deciding between Bruno and Martial is really tough for me. I'm not sure who I'm going to do yet. I'm kind of leaning towards Bruno because he feels like a safer option. But if you want to argue Martial or even take a big risk and go on a Rashford, I wouldn't be against it. Also on the captaincy, Liverpool and City both have nice fixtures, but until we know more about their lineup and possible rotation, it's hard to really recommend anyone. Maybe KDB as the safest, but as we're doing this before the Liverpool City match, it's hard to really know. So just keep your eye on that. Number 5. Here's a good one. I'm going to say don't pay too much attention to who's home and who's away each week. Since Project Restart has happened and there's been no fans in the stadiums, lots of home teams are actually losing games that you normally wouldn't see them losing. Just for example, this past week, United just stomped Brighton at Brighton. I don't think they've beaten Brighton at home since the 80s. They actually lost their last 2 matches when they visited Brighton. No fans, and it was no problem. Saw that all around the grounds this week as well. So going forward, look at the matchup as far as the form and the teams, but not necessarily who's home and away. That'd be the takeaway I have from that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on any of this?
Pretty much agree. It's hard to say don't triple up on Man United with the whole Bournemouth beat down type of stuff you got going on.
Yeah, they're going to fustigate them, really. That's what I think.
Oh, man, that's great, man. Yeah, I don't know. The captaincy is still in the air. And then whether you want to divest in Aubameyang, I'm probably going to. But I think you could wait a week. The guy just scored. He's known to score in streaks. So you could wait one more week if you want to. A good point here on the don't pay attention to the home and away. So you brought up that Man United example. I think there's some other examples too.
Yeah, there was a lot this week. I think, like Villa lost at home to Wolves. I guess it's not too shocking.
Yeah.
Bournemouth were at home when they lost to Newcastle 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1 at home. So yeah, so it doesn't even matter really.
It's all over the place right now. So look at the teams, look at the form, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with all of this. Other than I know, Chelsea attack. How many goals did they score last week? Do you remember our last game week fixture? Off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of it.
Let's see here. 2-1. They beat City 2-1. I forgot about
that. Was the last match. Yeah,
Pulisic and Willian.
The first goal, and Willian at the second. So, I mean, they're pretty consistent as far as who's getting the points.
Yeah, I guess I would definitely have to agree with your checklist then. I don't really have too much else to say for sure then.
So the big thing to pay attention to going forward is like, how does Kane look tomorrow? How does Liverpool and City look? That might help guide when to divest Aubameyang and who to captain. Those would be the two big watch-outs.
Pretty much. All eyes on Harry Kane and Son a little bit. And then Pep and Klopp as well. And and who they're rotating.
And almost more importantly, their post-match comments, too. 'Cause, they might give away what they're going to do.
I know. It's huge. All right. Speaking of all this, these are our recommendations. I'm high on KDP. He's been consistent all season long. Manchester City has probably one of their better spells of the season in terms of schedules, and for sure, I think I might captain this guy when you talk about captaincy.
I mean, you can't really argue against that.
Next will be Mr. Maguire. Clean sheets for United. They're looking excellent. Jason's tripling on them. So, yeah, of course. Last will be Son. He's been, speaking of a guy that's been unlucky, he's been some unlucky. He had a goal taken away from VAR. He's been in good positions where his teammate didn't spot him. I think there's goals in line for Son. Keep him. Obviously scout to keep a close eye on Kane. But if you guys already have Son, probably not worth the transfer to Kane at this point. Jason, how about you?
All right, so looking ahead, these are like my top three guys for the next 5+ game weeks is how I'm looking at this.
5 game weeks, okay.
Number one, it's got to be Bruno Fernandes. He's just doing it all right now. He's on fire. United's schedule could not be any better at this point. Form, fixtures, team is in good form as well. Hard to go against that. He's on penalties and free kicks and corner kicks as well. So that kind of offers week-to-week consistency. Number two, Raul Jimenez. Wolves do have a pretty nice schedule still. I think when they score, it's generally going to be him. You could easily argue a Wolves defensive asset deserves it just as much, like a Matt Doherty.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard for me to take a defender over a striker who scores and is on penalties.
Yeah.
Then third, so in previous weeks I had Marcus Rashford here, but just kind of based on form and I guess perceived confidence right now, I'm switching that to Anthony Martial. Obviously the hat trick, not this past game week, but game week 31. This last game against Brighton, he was kind of snuffed out a little bit. They basically had 5 guys playing defense. He was just crammed in the box with these giant central defenders. So he made nice runs, had some nice hold-up play, but his chances just didn't come. But I think going forward against some of these other teams, he's going to get more chances as they do a little more through the middle, through balls and over the top to him. So to me, just given his confidence level right now, his form and Man United's fixtures, he's going to be my asset to recommend alongside Bruno.
Yep, agreed. I definitely would pick. I mean, I like the Martial over Rashford. He seems like the more clinical player. So overall, I would agree with Martial. I don't have him on my team, but that's just because earlier I picked Rashford over Martial. So overall, I think that pretty much sums it up for this week. Again, everyone should keep high scouting on City, Liverpool, Spurs tomorrow. huge games coming up. We have to shoot. We'll likely be shooting going forward all the episodes a day prior to when the actual game week fixture ends. Yeah, Jason?
Yeah, just based on the timing of this really crammed in season. If we wait till the game week is actually over, there's less than 24 hours till the next game week starts. So
yeah, that's probably it's just not a good idea.
Videos out to you guys. We gotta do it sooner at this point.
Yeah, we gotta get the content out earlier than just 12 hours before the next game week fixture. That doesn't make sense at all. So we kind of figured this would be the better way of doing it going forward. Again, if you guys like this material, you like the podcast, please subscribe. Comments are always welcome. Let us know if you got any recommendations for us, and then we'll also be happy to rate your guys' teams as well. That just about does it. Any other words, Jason?
No, I just say, go out there and get your green arrows. It's a lot of fun.
I know. We got green
arrows every few days.
We getting green arrows, man. I started at 470k project restart, game week 30. Now I'm 350k, all pending City and stuff. But yeah, and then you're 70k.
Yeah, I'm 74k up from I think I started 160k in project
but
restart.
Let's see, we could get really hit hard with one of our big strategies was kind of getting out of Liverpool, and that's helped us so far, but let's see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, we can still get burned by that, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, that's it for now. Take care, guys.
All right, see ya.